it's your mans and them. It's your mans and them. Ladies, you could pull up, we could talk, give advice. Fellas, we could laugh, we could joke about life. Gut shake, Kyrie, Bella, Austin, get it right. Yeah, it's your mans and them. It's your mans and them. Come and kick it with the coolest young man you can sit in. Going through some shit will get you right, come and listen. Y'all ain't messing with the starting five, who you kidding? Yeah, it's your mans and them. It's your mans and them. Ladies, you could pull up, we could talk, give advice. Fellas, we could laugh, we could joke about life. Gut shake, Kyrie, Bella, Austin, get it right. Yeah, it's your mans and them. It's your mans and them. Come and kick it with the coolest young man you can sit in. Going through some shit will get you right, come and listen. Y'all ain't messing with the starting five, who you kidding? Yeah, it's your mans and them. It's your mans and them. Ladies, you could pull up, we could talk, give advice. Fellas, we could laugh, we could joke about life. Gut shake, Kyrie, Bella, Austin, get it right. Yeah, it's your mans and them. It's your mans and them. Come and kick it with the coolest young man you can sit in. Going through some shit will get you right, come and listen. Y'all ain't messing with the starting five, who you kidding? Yeah, it's your mans and them. It's your mans and them. Ladies, you could pull up, we could talk, give advice. Fellas, we could laugh, we could joke about life. Gut shake, Kyrie, Bella, Austin, get it right. Yeah, it's your mans and them. It's your mans and them. Come and kick it with the coolest young man you can sit in. Going through some shit will get you right, come and listen. Y'all ain't messing with the starting five, who you kidding? Yeah, it's your mans and them. It's your mans and them. Ladies, you could pull up, we could talk, give advice. Fellas, we could laugh, we could joke about life. Gut shake, Kyrie, Bella, Austin, get it right. Yeah, it's your mans and them. It's your mans and them. Come and kick it with the coolest young man you can sit in. Going through some shit will get you right, come and listen. Y'all ain't messing with the starting five, who you kidding? Yeah, it's your mans and them. It's your mans and them. Ladies, you could pull up, we could talk, give advice. Fellas, we could laugh, we could joke about life. Gut shake, Kyrie, Bella, Austin, get it right. Yeah, it's your mans and them. It's your mans and them. Come and kick it with the coolest young man you can sit in. Going through some shit will get you right, come and listen. Y'all ain't messing with the starting five, who you kidding? Yeah, it's your mans and them. It's your mans and them. Ladies, you could pull up, we could talk, give advice. Fellas, we could laugh, we could joke about life. Gut shake, Kyrie, Bella, Austin, get it right. Yeah, it's your mans and them. It's your mans and them. Come and kick it with the coolest young man you can sit in. Going through some shit will get you right, come and listen. Y'all ain't messing with the starting five, who you kidding? Yeah, it's your mans and them. It's your mans and them. Ladies, you could pull up, we could talk, give advice. Fellas, we could laugh, we could joke about life.
Wait, where's my mic? Oh, sorry.
Yo. We in the building. We in the
What
booth.
time is it?
It's about 9
We
o'clock.
early.
It's about
Oh, it's
9
not.
o'clock.
Oh, God. We early. We on time.
Yo, we ain't got to yell, though. Put your mic, put your headphones
Look at
on.
God. Look at God.
How y'all doing out there? How y'all doing?
Yeah, what's going on? What's going on?
What's popping, y'all? What's popping?
It's Yah Mans
And them.
live.
That's not how we do the intro, though. We never do the intro like that.
Yeah, Shake usually starts it off with in a random house.
Whoa.
Well, we didn't even start that yet.
We ain't even
Oh
there
yeah,
yet.
you do your thing first.
Yeah. You are now watching Your Mans and Them Live. I'm your man's Gus the Third.
I'm your man's Bello.
I'm your man's Austin Felix. And I'm your man's Kyrie.
And I'm your man Shakespeare. From a random house in Southside Jamaica, Queens, this is Your Mans and Them Live.
Groovy.
So who's watching the comments?
I can't. Oh, here it is. There we go. Oh, shout out One Eye Skull. One Eye Skull is the first one in here all the time.
Somebody
My
turn
God,
that.
man. Hold on, I gotta mute my shit.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Shout out One Eye Skull. Shout out Sammy J.
Yo.
Yo.
If
Yo,
you are in the
yo.
chat, make
What's
yourself be
good?
known.
What is
What up?
good? How y'all doing today? How y'all doing tonight?
It's a nice night out. Well,
Yeah, it's
the
beautiful.
weather's nice.
It's getting better. Seen
So what
80
that
today.
mean?
Sundress.
Shout out Queen Lean. Shout out Ted G's.
Yo.
What's good?
What's good, Ted?
Shit, what was we talking about before it started? If you
Oh
sue,
wait, I'm sorry.
Oh, you look like a public defender?
One Eye Skull
stupid.
said. One Eye Skull said he had his car crash.
Oh,
damn.
man.
Sorry to
We
hear
wish
that,
you.
bro.
First of all, we hope you're okay.
Word,
Facts.
most definitely.
And
Speedy recovery.
yes,
Speedy recovery. Speedy
hopefully
recovery.
you're 100% good.
Didn't I tell you not to hold the mic like that in your lap?
Why are you looking at me? I didn't say nothing.
He
I'm
said,
just here living my life.
I was waiting for a snicker.
Nah, I'm not right now.
Snickerdoodle.
It's too hot. It's too hot to laugh.
Nigga said it's too hot to laugh. That's a fact. My fault, guys. I cut you off. What was you gonna say?
You were talking about us suing you for negligence.
All right. Quick. Wait, what? Exactly. The question that was presented was, if your friends sue you, can you still be friends? I'm gonna say no.
What's
We can be cordial though.
what's like sue for what?
Let's say I fall down the stairs in your house, and I sue you for damages. You gonna be mad at me?
Of course.
But how you gonna be mad at me if I accidentally fell?
If you fall in my house,
And let's say I broke a leg. My leg.
all right, is it?
But did you die?
I mean, I felt like I died.
Is it something because of me? Like, was it something
No,
that
it
was
was just-
broken and you slipped, or you tripped on your own accord
No. Well, I tripped on the staircase.
by
I
yourself?
slipped. Yeah, like I slipped. Yeah. I mean, who else is?
And you
unless
gonna
push
sue me?
If you push me, then that's a bigger issue.
But you're gonna sue me for you falling
well,
down
I'm
the
not gonna
steps.
sue you. I'm gonna sue your insurance.
All right, wow.
So what you want me to do?
You're gonna handle your own hospital bills. You don't sue
That's-
your friends, man.
Word.
I mean, but I'm not technically suing you. You have home insurance for reasons like that.
No, my home insurance is for my home and for me and
Yeah.
my family.
And for people who have accidents.
I'm more like,
Accidents.
can we handle this without suing? Like,
So what you gonna do?
shit, we figure it out. But you ain't gotta sue me, nigga.
I'm not suing you. You have insurance. I'm
Nigga,
suing
that's
you.
How does
my
that work
insurance,
though?
which is
Like
me.
when you sue someone for homes, I know how it works for houses, but for homes, how does it work?
I mean, houses and homes are
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
So you sue the insurance company, and then they just give you a. But does your rate for the home go up?
So you put in a claim for the incident, and then
Somebody out there writing this down.
so it could go up. They might drop you depending on how bad the situation is, but most likely your rates might go up. You know, most like insurance companies they're gonna raise your rates.
So no, don't sue me.
So
Maybe we can have some
What are
type
you
of
gonna
settlement.
do?
I can give you some money
but what if you don't have
for your
no
hospital
money?
bills.
What if you ain't got no money?
Well then,
Then I'm suing
you're on your own.
I'm suing your insurance.
We're not friends anymore.
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
But it has nothing to do with you at that point. It's your insurance company.
My rate's going up, so it does have something to do with me.
So
If you raise my premium,
Shouts out to Danny out there. Shouts out to Reggie Porter. Shouts
Reggie
out
Porter,
to
what up?
G's. What's up? What's up?
don't
what's
worry,
up?
I'm not gonna.
Quick, you guys. Share the link. Share the link. This
Yo, let us-
episode about to be spicy. Share this link.
Yes. Share that link. Yo, what y'all think in the chat? If your man sues you, is it okay for your man to sue you if you fall in their house or if you get into a car
Yeah.
crash
Or
in
your
they,
friend.
in they crib?
Like if you had a, God forbid, I'm not gonna say that, but yeah, if your friend is at fault.
What are you talking about?
If your friend is at fault, is it okay for you to sue him? Would you sue your friends?
I just
He
said
just
I'm
said he would.
suing your home
He
insurance.
would,
I'm
right?
suing your insurance.
I wouldn't sue you though. If
That's
I fell
nice.
in your house, I wouldn't sue you.
But my thing is though, I wouldn't take it personal because I know like I pay home insurance
For a reason, yeah.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, like I wouldn't be mad at you. I would want you to be okay. And hey, if you got to sue my insurance, fuck it, get that bag.
Like
Make
what-
sure you share it.
Now, what if so I remember back then I let you borrow my Xbox controller, right? And you never give it back. What
To
if
this
I
day?
su- what
This
if-
sound like a true story.
What if I
Time out, till this
what
day?
if I sued you because you didn't give back the remote
you
control?
can't sue me on that
Why I can't sue you?
because you gave me the Xbox controller.
No, I let you borrow it.
You gave me the Xbox
I'm
controller.
hypothetically speaking.
You let me borrow it? I mean, you could sue me for not giving you the Xbox controller, but I mean, you could sue anybody for anything.
Exactly.
That's a petty reason to sue me though.
But would you be?
I would be
can we-
mad
can
because
we be friends?
I know because that's petty as fuck. Like you gonna sue me for a $30 Xbox controller? You could have just.
But you're gonna sue him for your
I
injuries.
fell. I broke my leg. I'm in the hospital. That's a different story.
wait,
Pain and
so
suffering.
you're gonna sue him because you're clumsy?
I mean, unfortunately, yes.
Reggie Porter says, if we split in the bag, then nah.
That's another thing too.
I mean, I'll give you off a little $100, $200.
Kayleen said we not friends anymore.
She said we're not friends anymore if my
But you
sue
not
me.
getting
If my friend sue me.
sued. It's your insurance.
Sammy J says my grandmother did some crap like that to her best friend. Her friend got into a little fender bender, nothing serious, and she called her friend's insurance company and made a claim. That's grimy. Ted G says it's the same thing with the car accident. Just come out of pocket. There's no need for the courts to be involved.
That's what I'm saying.
Fact.
I'm with
It's a
Ted G.
different story when you're taking your friends to court.
Yeah.
But I'm not taking you to court.
And
I'm taking your
yo,
insurance
how
company
grimy
to
do you
court.
look though? You coming in with the neck brace, limping. Y'all remember that episode of Martin? Or was it Martin? No, it was it was the Jamie Foxx show.
Yeah, it was Jamie
yeah,
Foxx, yeah.
when the white lady.
Yeah, my
But-
neck and my.
I'm gonna leave it at this. I'm not suing you. I'm suing your insurance company.
It affects me though.
A little bit, maybe 3 years down the line.
Wow.
3 years.
But
So
then you'll have money, you know.
Oh, you can hear it?
Yeah. All right, so shit, a lot of things happened this week between this week and last week. J. Cole came out.
Yes,
Your
sir.
man's.
That's not your man's?
He cool.
Who's
Kendrick? Kendrick, my man's. Kendrick and Schoolboy Q, they my man's.
I asked Gus one time who his favorite rapper was.
summertime in a random house in Southside Jamaica, Queens.
You gonna hear mad shit coming out the window.
I asked Gus one time who his favorite rapper was. He told me his favorite rapper was Denzel
no,
Curry.
he said exhibit.
Yeah, exhibit at.
I
See,
can't
like,
talk to you about hip hop.
every moment in my life, I had a favorite rapper. It was Ice Cube, Exhibit,
You like them
Denzel
loud
Curry.
ass rappers, huh?
huh?
You like them
DMX.
loud ass rappers.
When was
Do I like
Exhibit
that?
your favorite rapper? During Pimp My Ride?
Concentrate.
that was my song.
You surprised he likes Exhibit?
Yeah, I mean Exhibit.
I'm not surprised.
knowing Gus, I'm not
I'm not
surprised.
surprised.
I guess I don't know Gus well enough.
You don't really want that face to face.
This nigga would literally play Exhibit on
Every
a car
every
ride.
time
I'm getting out.
every time Gus
Middle of the
rap,
highway.
what he always say? What's the line he always say? I'll punch you in your face. It sounds like every rapper that he listens, his favorite rapper will say, I'll punch you in
come
your
on.
face.
Cause see, y'all young. See, y'all really don't know about like
who's
Exhibit
young?
like that.
About who?
Y'all don't know about Exhibit like that,
Hold
like
on.
back in the day.
Who's young?
I watched
Y'all
Pimp My
young.
Ride.
Okay, so you don't know about Exhibit. Like back
Yeah, I
in the
do.
90s,
Pimp My
he
Ride.
was you stupid. All right, moving forward.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, we was talking about J. Cole. Came
What
out
y'all-
with some new heat.
Yeah, what y'all think about it?
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it gave me like a mixtape type feel.
Yeah.
When I first started listening to it, I was like, oh, this is. And he just came with some heat this time around. Yeah, it's not Born Sin at all.
No,
It's
definitely not Born. Born Center was like
some mid.
it was
It was some mid.
it was definitely some mid.
yeah.
What was the singles from there, if you remember?
From Born Center,
Yeah.
he had Crooked Smile.
Mhm.
He had what's another one? I think Crooked Smile was the biggest one. He had Power Trip
True.
with
Power Trip was
Miguel.
on Born Center?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
yeah. That was the two biggest singles.
Didn't he come out with another album after Born Center?
Yeah, he came out with Forest Hills Drive. That was after Born Center. 2014 Forest Hills Drive. Yeah. But this album,
I'm gonna look up the track. Let's keep going.
yeah, this album was to me his best album. I'm not talking about like body of work, but his best released album to date. Like I loved it.
I think the energy he
I
came up
loved
with
it.
was dope. Like at first I started listening to it, I was like, oh, it's gonna be one of those J. Cole albums. And I was like, nah, let me give it a little bit more or a little more spin. So I started listening to it again. I was like, oh shit. The fact that he had Cam on that first part, the first song, I
Yeah.
was like, yo, this shit dope, man.
And we was talking about it earlier. That nigga, the fact that Cam didn't spit a verse, man,
I'm mad.
But I like the fact he was talking his shit on there.
it made the
Yeah.
track that fire,
Because
much fire.
If you think about it, he took if you think about the 9-5, he went from New York to where he from,
Carolina.
Carolina to Atlanta.
Yep.
So that's why when I seen that, I was like, oh, that's type fire.
Yeah, I like the way I didn't even peep that.
Yeah.
I didn't even peep that.
So what's the rating we give this J. Cole album?
I want to listen to it some more, but I think it's a solid 8.
Yeah, that's the number.
I say it's a solid 8.
I'm surprised you didn't say 10.
But I
There's really no albums that I would give a 10 to.
I
Well,
agree
Good
with
Kid, Mad
Shake.
City.
Yeah, I give that 10
That's a
every
10 to
time.
me. That's one of the best albums ever. What you say, Gus?
No, so I agree with what Shake said. He was talking his shit. I was working out, and he had one. I forgot the line, but it's something along the lines of like, "You got to just do it just to shut them up, or you got to just do it to just to let them know, to remind them."
Like what you do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what got you off?
Yeah, I was off, nigga. Like, yo, when I heard that, I was punching the bag like crazy.
Or you were boxing?
Yeah.
You heard what he said about boxers, right?
What he
He
said?
said y'all taking boxing lessons, but y'all still pussy.
He didn't say that.
He was talking about you.
Yo, wait.
You know what's funny? He said a line about no, that was the Drake line. But you know when a rapper says something about like regular people,
Yeah.
and you fit into that box. Like Drake said something about driving Dodge, and my cousin was like, "What's wrong with that? What's wrong with a Dodge?"
person.
Like, word.
Yo, what
Shit.
was that that J. Cole line? Who was he beefing with? That he fought or somebody like that?
Diddy.
You think it's true?
Yeah, he confirmed it. He confirmed it. Y'all know what it was about, right?
What was it about?
So
saved Kendrick.
allegedly, it's when Kendrick first dropped Control, and he said he was the king of New York, and I guess he was in New York City and he was partying, and Diddy was in the same spot. Diddy checked him. J. Cole jumped in, and that's what the scrap was about. That's what it was allegedly about.
So you think won that fight?
I don't know.
I don't know. They both rich. So.
Right? Yeah. I don't think-
Nobody really lost.
But you know what I was.
I heard P Diddy got a mean right slap, like he got open pond slap.
I could see that. I could see Diddy smacking fire out of somebody. But you know, I was thinking,
Take that.
how much? That was a good one. That was a good one.
About
How
time.
much? Ted G says J. Cole is trash.
Do you agree with him?
And then Reggie Porter says Ted, go back to sleep.
Yeah.
Nah, I was thinking, like, imagine how crazy it is.
Well, Ted
to-
listens to punk rock, so we're not gonna.
Oh, nah, Ted, get out of here. I was thinking how crazy it to be an up and coming rapper, and your career is just starting out, and you get into a fight with one of the biggest names in hip hop
Yeah,
That's a memory to
in
think
New
about.
York.
facts.
Like, that takes guts. That takes heart.
But it's kind of a like, if you're not the best rapper and you get into that situation, if you lose, you lose.
You lose.
But
It's a lose-lose.
It's a lose-lose. But J. Cole got the talent, so
Yeah.
if he won,
Yeah.
he won.
Win-win.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's a win-win.
Yeah,
It's a
'cause if
win-win.
he didn't have a good career, then he would have looked stupid.
yeah, facts.
Yeah. Yeah.
But all right.
But
I
overall,
mean,
I give it an 8. What y'all think?
I give it 8.
I gave it a 7.5.
I give it the 8.5.
8.5?
8.5, yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good, solid album.
And what, y'all have a standout song or no?
Yeah. I like Amiri. I like, there's one where he's talking about his kid. He's talking about his kid. I think it's Let Go My Hand. That shit gave me chills. And then the last song on the album. So, Amari, Let Go My Hand, and Hunger and Hillside.
How many kids J. Cole got?
He got 2 now. He got 2 boys.
I thought he had a girl.
I'm pretty sure he has a boy. I'm pretty sure he has 2 boys.
Well, his life is so secret we never found out.
Yeah. Private life. Yeah, no, it's not.
We're not there yet.
So,
Well, actually, we could if we wanted to, but
nigga.
that's a perfect segue.
I mean, it is.
Go ahead.
No. What's the segue? Segue it out.
Shake was saying how Cole lives a private life. We don't even know anything about his kids or anything. And one of the topics we have for today is the pros and cons of living a private life in 2021.
Y'all want to talk about? Yeah, we can
I
save
mean,
that. We can save that.
Nigga, I mean, we already said
We
it.
here?
Yeah, we
You
here.
just told me.
Alright,
to
real
You
quick.
just told me to introduce the shit.
All right.
You just told me to introduce it.
All right, so I've been pondering in my own thoughts, thinking about like today and the society we live in, and I was just thinking like, I'm a private dude. I don't really reveal too much stuff on social media, and I was wondering,
You don't
can
do it
that-
in real life either.
talk about it, Kyrie.
I mean, I just said it. You don't really say much.
All right.
Nobody knows what's going on in your life. Niggas got to ask you 25 questions just to.
All right, so okay.
Just to figure out what's going on in your life.
Now, the question is, right, whether it's public or privately, is it hindering, not public or private, is that hindering me? Me being private as a person, does that hinder me in some way, or is it just, like, can it be a positive? Is it a negative? Is it a, like, I don't know.
I think it's both. I think you're probably protecting your peace because maybe you feel like you don't want to hear what another person has to say about your life. But at the same time, you're not opening yourself up or being vulnerable to your friends. So it's hard to really connect with you if nobody knows what's going on in your life.
You can't connect with me, is what you're telling me?
As a friend, I mean,
Y'all can't connect with me? Y'all never connected
it
with
could
me?
be a very what do you call it? Fuck, I forgot what that word is called, but it's very a basic level. Like I wouldn't say our friendship is basic, but I'm saying like
Damn, nigga called you basic.
I'm saying
Surface?
like if
Basic bitch.
surface level
Fucking
friendship,
loser.
If you,
Basic hoe.
Y'all think
if
I'm
you-
a surface level dude? I mean, not that, but y'all think y'all only got to the surface of me? Y'all want to get deeper?
See, when you say stuff like that, nope.
Come on, man.
Well, what's your reason for being private?
I don't know.
He ain't got none.
Yeah. I mean,
Or he doesn't have a reason.
No.
Okay.
usually, yeah.
You
Usually,
just don't trust none of us.
Can I answer the question?
I'm sorry. You just not. See, that's the thing. You're not answering the question.
Yeah, because you keep talking over me.
You're right. My bad.
All right. That's the problem with. No, I'm playing.
Not the fan.
Nah, the reason why
Taking too long.
I'm private is because I don't know. I think I'm comfortable. I've been comfortable that way. I feel like I was to myself as a child, and it just grew with me to be to myself.
You feel like it's a safe option?
Safe zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not as private as y'all paint me out to be, but
Just you private, bro. It's okay. We know that about you already.
well, I'm asking you guys, is it hurting me? Is it helping me? What? And then when I scored, said, what the fuck it was even a private life?
I mean, only you would know if it's hurting or helping you.
He said, "What the fuck is even a private life? Like,
Oh.
what is a private life?"
Like basically where you're not.
Nobody knows what you're doing.
Yeah.
Nobody knows how you moving. You
Yeah.
move in silence.
You think it's hurting? You think it could hurt you?
Yeah. When it comes to I feel like people getting to know you. If you have such a private life, you probably won't be so quick to open up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It might take a little while, and some people don't have patience. So you might lose out on good people being so private.
Right.
I think it's a problem with somebody if your other friend is sharing a lot of information and then you just being like not sharing nothing. So it's like it could seem like a one-sided friendship because that person is being vulnerable while you're just like, yeah, whatever, bro, nothing going on. When you know there's a lot of shit going on.
Yeah, I never understood why people got mad with that though. Like, everybody's different.
Mm-hmm.
So why are you getting upset with me? Because you are the type of person who's very expressive and like to tell me everything, but I'm just not the same way.
Yeah.
I think it's I mean I wouldn't get
Alright.
mad. Yeah. I wouldn't get mad, but at the same time I can understand where like somebody feels like, yo, they always telling you shit, like, they always come to you as a friend talking, and then like you don't share anything as a friend, so it's like it's hard to really be like, yo.
I think that's fine though. Like,
But
maybe I could
but-
be a good listener.
No, you can be.
Right?
But you can be a
Yeah.
good listener and still be having your friend can still be like, expressive.
Yeah.
It could work both ways.
Yeah.
People in the chat, when people when people become vulnerable with you, do you guys share? Do you guys feel like you need to share, or do you just listen? I know for me, I have instances when it's kind of like transactional. Okay, you give me some, so I give you some. You give me a little bit, I give you a little bit.
Right.
Like that.
Right.
Especially if I can relate to it. But if I feel like you're venting, and I feel like sometimes at one point in my life I did feel like a lot of people like to just talk about themselves, so I just let them talk about themselves.
Oh, people do.
Oh,
For sure.
Yeah, like
A lot of
people
are
can
self-centered.
people
For
call
real.
people can call and
What you trying to
Sorry,
say, bro?
it's annoying.
people can call me and then like just talk away,
What you
and it's
trying to
like,
say, bro?
okay, huh?
What you trying to say?
I'm saying, like, my nigga, you self-centered. For real. Yo, can y'all all agree that Kyrie is self-centered?
nah.
I'm
He's
self-centered.
not self-centered.
Oh, y'all
at
don't
all.
know Kyrie like I know Kyrie.
Nah, I don't see Kyrie being
He said,
self-centered at all.
y'all don't know Kyrie like I love Kyrie.
Nah, I fuck with y'all.
Sammy J says, I've learned how to be private because of how I grew up. Jamaican women love chat. So
Chat
if you
too
don't,
much. You love chat too much.
Yeah, man.
Too much.
Shut up your bumbo
Nah, I
clown.
mean,
Hold
there's-
on, I'm not done. So she said, so if you don't keep certain things to yourself, everybody's gonna know your business.
That's a fact.
I think there's instances where you can be private, where I wouldn't say, where it's like, what happened?
Go ahead.
I'm listening. I don't know.
Thank you, man. Thank you for being active.
I'm listening,
problem.
but Gus was
Nah,
distracting
like
me.
one thing I really hate is when you go out to places and people do like all these like model shoots and pictures in like places like restaurants and shit like that. Like I don't understand that. Like why do people go and take all these pictures at a restaurant and then put it on social media? Like what are you trying to show? Is it like this is your first time at the restaurant? Like are you trying to have people be like, oh my gosh, I ate there, it's so good, you killing it,
I mean,
how's the steak?
you know what they say. If it's not on the gram, it didn't happen.
But
So
like-
people really live by that shit. So they gotta document their whole life. Be like, oh, I was here, I was there. But like to a person like me, like I just enjoy the moment, the experience. Like I'm in the moment. Like you'll barely see me with my phone out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You'll probably see me on my phone at towards the end of the night saying how lit it was, but it's in the moment, like I'm chilling. I've had people record me. You know what I'm saying?
Because you lit, right?
You a celebrity?
Yeah. Am I a celebrity? Local.
I'm thinking about like people post shit to create a perception, right, of themselves. So
Right, especially on Instagram.
Yeah. So if you don't post, people can perceive you in any way, I guess. But people can always perceive you anyway, but it look like you ain't doing shit.
Right. I think that
And can that hurt you? The fact that it look like you ain't doing nothing, can that hurt you, or does it even matter?
that's the society we live in now, though. Like, people judge you off of your social media. That's like first impression almost. If they're not meeting you in person, if they see you off of social media, that's what they're judging you. So I have friends, specifically women friends, who if they see someone on Instagram, they'll look at his Instagram and they'll be like, oh, like, he's not someone I would talk to just based off of what he's posting. But if you have a bunch of pictures, hey, I went here, I traveled here, I went to this restaurant, I'm here, I'm kind of lit, I like to have fun. If you show all of that on Instagram, that's the first impression of how people are going to see you.
A dating profile.
But I know people who are like super lit, but they're not on social media like that. Like they'll have like a few pictures or like posting their story every once in a while, but they really out there living their lives. They're out and about. So it's like, they don't necessarily have to show it on Instagram or whatever social platform, but like when you hang out with them, it's a totally different situation.
Right.
How do y'all feel about you taking pictures while you're in the moment, but you wait until you feel like you want to post those on social media? So I go on vacation, and after I come back from vacation, maybe I post a picture or two from where I came from.
Yeah.
How do y'all feel about that? Is that corny to y'all?
Nah, that's fine.
I think that's a good balance.
Yeah.
Because you're still able to be in the moment. You just take a couple quick shots and then you go about your day and then you post it when you're not on your phone trying to post and looking at all the likes and all that shit. Like, you just take your pictures, have fun, and then post it later. I think that's a good
When
balance.
you feel like it.
Yeah.
You on vacation, you're trying to enjoy your time.
Some people do have intent. Some people do have intent to post and shit to make other people jealous and stuff.
I feel like those are people who are very insecure, honestly. But I feel like there are some people who go and do those things specifically because they're like, that's their job. Like, that's their job on social media is to be like.
I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I record in my story if I'm legit like having a good ass time. Like if I'm having a good ass time, it's like, yo, somebody else got to see this shit because this shit is fun.
They gotta be part of it.
But you know what I'm saying? Like but that's just it. I'm having a great time. It's not to get anybody like jealous or be like, oh, I was here, I was there. Like, nah, this is just a good ass time.
The interesting thing is that we're documenting our lives, right? And then like I just had a thought, like, you 90 years old, yo, pull up my Instagram real quick. Be going to archive and shit, so you can see what you did when you was younger. Like, how's Instagram? You think Instagram gonna be around when we like 90 and shit?
I don't know about Instagram, but the pictures are definitely.
Shit, am I gonna be around when we like 90?
Right.
But speaking about like, since we talking about public and private, recently I think we all heard about Joe Budden, the Joe Budden podcast situation.
Yeah.
And just off jump, like, how do you feel about having arguments with your friends, having disagreements with your friends, especially when it pertains to business, doing that online?
So do you want to go into the whole Joe Budden incident?
Damn, he was
We
trying.
can.
No, go
I
ahead.
mean, we already there. I mean,
Go ahead.
I put it there, but you can go. You can take the lead.
Nah, go ahead, bro.
That's all I had. You just exposed me.
He said, "I."
It's like, you supposed to pick it
Nigga
up.
said, "Expose me." He threw the
Are you
alley.
afraid of taking the lead, bro?
Huh?
You
No, I took the lead.
No,
nigga.
you didn't.
Now
So then-
grab the baton. It's a marathon.
Nah, we ain't do no.
He said, "Grab his
relays.
baton."
Keep the baton. Pause.
Not pause.
Nah, I mean, so we all seen Joe Budden, the situation with Joe Budden basically firing Rory and Mal on. It was a live, or they had the episode and they deleted it. And I guess I don't know if they put it back on or something like that.
It's up. It's in the air.
It's up there, right?
Yeah.
So he's basically going off on Rory and Mal, making it seem like, well, I don't know what making it seem like, but his thing was like they wanted to be an owner in the podcast. They wanted to audit Joe, all these other accusations. And like at first, when I saw that, I was like, damn,
They foul.
Like,
Facts.
who do they think they are? Like, and that's sometimes what's wrong with us. And that was my fault. Sometimes you really gotta look at the other person's story instead of just going off of what one
Yeah.
person says. Because here I was like, damn, like, that's Joe Budden's pod, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, can't believe it. But then, like, afterwards, Rory and Maul have a response, and they talk about their side, and they're basically saying, like, you know, like, it wasn't even like that. Like, their contract was kind of like they were percentage-based partners or something like that. So they had it basically
They were asking for
as part of their contract. And after they did their responses, I started to go into Joe Budden's live, and he just came off like, had a weird vibe. Like, he was just saying, like, you know, I apologize, those are my bros, blah, blah, blah. His whole vibe was so different versus like how he was, like, I'll suit him, blah, blah, blah. Like,
he was deflecting all the comments.
Like,
he wasn't answering anything.
They don't know how to read their contracts. So it's like how does something so simple like that get to this?
It's definitely miscommunication, and that's what they were saying throughout their podcast. But you know, when you can have, everybody has intent for any action that you do, you're gonna have intent, whether it's good or bad. It's like, it don't matter the intent. If it's good intent but your actions are bad, then you still fucked up.
What actions do you feel like were bad?
Not vocalizing like, yo, I run this. This is the show. The plan is for you guys to be employed by me, not for us to really have a partnership like it was said, but for me to make you guys rich, but based off of my leadership and running my business.
See, I can't really, like, because you said it was said that there would be a partnership. Like, when you have a percentage-based type agreement, I'm not thinking I'm going in this as an employee. Like, I'm thinking I have percentage of a company.
And that's
But let me ask you a question. My bad. In the back of your mind, yes, you know you're a percentage-based partnership, but what percentage of the shares do you think should go divvy up amongst each other? Do you feel like you deserve equal amount, or do you feel like the person who's the attraction deserves a bigger fair
No,
share?
They discussed that.
No, I'm just asking you.
Yeah, I mean, if I help build the platform, yeah, I feel like I deserve a good percentage. I would feel that way if I help build or bring people in, or, you know what I'm saying, or just contributed to the growth of anything. I would feel like I deserve a good percentage.
But you're not talking about, like, in their situation, you feel like you would deserve a big percentage of whatever Joe's bringing in?
Yeah, I mean, I understand that Joe Budden is the face of it, but you can't like leave out what Maul and Rory
of course
contributed to the podcast, and the fact that, like I said, it's a percentage-based contract. So that would leave me to believe that I would have some ownership within the podcast. If I'm wrong, let me know. But I don't see any employee that gets a percentage of network.
I think it's percentage based off of the income that they make, right?
Yeah.
I don't think it's
deals.
Of the deals that they make and everything.
Exactly.
They split it up percentage wise. I don't think it's like percentage of. Were you saying like percentage of his actual like
stake in this?
like stock of his?
I mean, like it depends what if it's deals that they're talking about, then there shouldn't be a discrepancy when there was talks of accounting and numbers, because if we're talking percentages of deals, I would need to know those numbers. I would need to know what's coming in on my end. Now, if we're talking percentage as in stake, that has to be, I feel like that has to be spoken about within whatever verbal agreement, contract, whatever they have. That has to be like, yo, it's strictly the deals, or you know what I'm saying?
Right.
As a good businessman, I think he played it. I feel like Joe played it more on friendship than he did business. So, these are my mans, like, yo. But it's different when the money start coming in.
Yeah, and that goes both ways too, because they also, on their side, I don't feel like they asked enough questions during the whole thing. Like, I felt like they kind of played it on friendship as well.
I think if someone leads you into thinking we're all friends, like, he made it seem like, oh, I'm overpaying y'all, I'm doing y'all a favor out of the kindness of my heart. So at that point, if somebody's telling you like, yo, I'm doing you a favor, then you're overpaying them for what they could get outside. You can be like, okay, like, I don't want to hear that, but I appreciate your gesture. Like, if you're being genuine about it, I appreciate it. So they're probably like, okay, like, you know, he has our best interest, you know, things like that. So they probably weren't going to ask questions just off the strength of that they trust Joe. But you're right. They made a mistake, because I think it's hard as friends when you're doing business with your friends. It's like, everybody has to have a business mindset when they're working with their friends, or there has to be a balance. And I think the problem is, it's like some people are afraid to toe the line because they don't want to hurt the other friend's feelings.
Yeah, they don't
because-
want to step on toes.
Yeah, but I think the thing is, like Gus said, there was no establishment of like, all right, these are your contracts. When we talk about contracts, profit, all that shit, there's business. There's nothing personal. And I think all of this is just like basically just miscommunication, ego, and arrogance.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie. All right, so the beginning of Yah Mans live, right? When no, not nothing crazy, but like when we was talking about,
Be like Drew.
we talk about doing LLCs and all that stuff, like me personally, I put emphasis on knowing what the hell was going on, because I knew that Gus was gonna handle it. Like, you know, Gus is good with that. When it comes to certain things, he's gonna go out and do what he needs to do. Like, don't get too hyped. You be fucking up a lot too. But but I'm joking. No, I'm not. But when it comes down to something that I'm a part of, I gotta ask those questions. I gotta know what's going on. Not because, oh, it may potentially be lucrative in the future. Not because like, oh, I'm just looking to gain profit. My thing is, if my name is attached to anything, I need to know the ins and outs of it before I even, you know what I'm saying, before it gets too deep and I'm sitting here lost.
Yeah, I agree with you. I also feel like the dynamics of how we started is completely different from how Rory and Mal joined that shit.
I disagree.
Because with them, Joe said, yo, like, imagine we started this podcast, right? Or Gus starts the podcast. Y'all start a podcast. And y'all are like 15 episodes in. And then Shake hits me like, yo, Drew, you want to pull up to a podcast one night? I'm like, all right, bet. I'll pull up. You guys already started this. You guys already built it. You got some momentum going. I sat down. I had a conversation. I fit. Drew, you want to be a part of the podcast? Yeah, sure. I could understand how it'll be hard for me to be like, so what's my percentage? You know, like coming in on some like, what do I get? You know?
See, the difference.
Instead of trusting my friends who I think would have my best interest in mind. That's why I could see why in the beginning they weren't asking much questions. Because they were like, yo, we came into this. Joe invited us into this. We're grateful. You know, he's not going to do nothing shicey to us. So we'll be good. I could see that. What were you going to ask me?
Nah, I was gonna say that they wasn't really making money until after Maul came on the scene. They was doing ads and stuff like that, but they wasn't making money until like after Maul came on the scene.
Right, but that dynamic
and
though
then the
is
name changed as well.
Yeah.
So it went from I named this podcast later to the Joe Budden podcast, which is another entity.
Right.
So he can, even though Maul came later on, he can still say, "Listen, we changed the name, so this is a new pod." But I do agree with you, like with the friendship. Like it's like I asked you guys to join the podcast. I have a big idea in my head, but I'm not revealing to you what this idea is.
Yeah.
I'm leading with friendship, but the business I'm keeping to myself.
That's very manipulative.
Yeah.
That's very controlling, manipulative.
Yeah.
And that's where I think Joe went wrong personally.
Did you see he had a response to their response?
Yeah.
You saw it?
Yeah.
He said that
What's up, Love Lavender? Sorry.
he said that his contractual agreements he wasn't allowed to tell them what the contracts he had were.
But that's when I feel like that's when your loyalty's supposed to intervene. Like, do I really want to keep this all to myself in spite of the people I'm working with? Now, mind you, like Joe asked them to be a part of this. They agreed. They agreed and, went in all in and, helped the platform get to where it is today. Now, you really going to sit here and tell me that you can't, because of the contract you signed, I can't get any information.
Think of it like this: you in Joe Budden's shoes, and you sign a contract that you could potentially get sued on because your contract says you can't tell them X, Y, and Z, and you tell them. Let's say you tell them, and then they find out and sue you. How would you feel?
I mean, I don't feel I would sign anything like that.
But no,
if
but
something
this,
is,
you
but
did
listen,
sign
listen
it.
to what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If something
Got
is,
your nails done, Kyrie?
if I'm reading,
Thanks, how'd you know?
My boy shaky. Them shits
Nails
was
on
glossing, bro. This nigga put his finger on the
Nah,
table.
nah,
His fingernail was
I
like.
didn't get him done.
Oh, go ahead, shake.
he bites his nails. That's your drool. Anyway,
Oh my god, that's gross.
If any contract I get, I'm gonna read it.
Yeah.
If I see something like that in the contract, I'm gonna be like, whoa, what's this?
Yeah.
and I'm gonna demand an explanation. If the deal goes out the window, that's something I'm gonna have to live and die with.
Let me ask you this, Shay.
Hold on. Let me just say this. I'm Joe Budden at this moment. And this is what I think. To be honest with you, you got to take both sides with a grain of salt. Like, you got to listen. Like, I feel like every time one person say one thing, the other person say some shit to kind of, that's like a defense mode type
Three
shit.
sides to a story.
Exactly.
All right, well, now let's go. Have a good night.
Peace.
Peace.
So in my head, I'm saying like this: as me as Joe Budden, what if the deals, which he said, the deals wasn't for the Joe Budden podcast, it was for Joe Budden. If all of these deals is not under Joe Budden podcast, it's under other things, then he doesn't have to give him information. Because it's not the Joe Budden podcast business.
See, that's where friendship comes in. That's where, like, I understand where the line between business and friendship comes in. Because if I sign a contract, even if it has a non-disclosure, and technically I can't tell you, if you're on the show with me and you're my friend, I'm going to be like, yo, by the way, our contract says this. Don't tell nobody, though. You can't know. But I'm going to tell you.
See, but what if the contract, in this situation, what if the contract was for him, right? We want you. He takes the contract, use the money to fund other things. He doesn't have to reveal that information because it wasn't for the podcast.
Mm-hmm. If it wasn't for the podcast, then it doesn't matter. Like you could do what you want. But if you're signing something for the Joe Budden podcast with Rory and Mal,
I think that was for the Spotify thing. Keep going.
What, the contract for the Spotify?
Yeah. I think that was for the,
if you're signing something, I just don't feel comfortable leaving. We should all know what's going on with the pod.
Yeah.
Like, there should be nobody left in the dark, and I feel like they were left in the dark.
Yeah.
And I think, and he apologized and everything. He went on like a complete 360 because he was from when he was from how he was when it first happened, and he was telling them, "I'm gonna sue your ass," and like throwing dirt on their name, saying his friend hides Tide soap.
Yeah, that's
like soap.
See,
like what was that about?
But see, it shows people. It shows your true colors when you.
It does.
Out.
It
like,
does.
That you would be. Do you have a personal attack and some shit?
It does.
Like that.
And I think he felt attacked. I think that's why he came at them like that.
But I feel like the universe kind of like
aligned.
Yeah, in a way, because as soon as that happened, it was like the downward spiral. Other stuff started happening, which I'm not gonna mention because it's alleged. But
well, we talking about the lady. Why not mention it? It's not alleged. He apologized for it.
Well, he did apologize for it.
So, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah, with that,
people are
karma.
That's how it works, though. Isn't that crazy in the industry? Like, if you do one thing, if something bad happens,
everything else comes.
Something else is soon to follow. It's never just one thing that happens. It's like thing after thing after thing.
Like my mom always tells me, whatever in the dark will soon come to light. And shit.
Don't you think it's crazy how it seemed like everybody was on Joe's side at the beginning, and then once they heard what Maul and Rory had to say, it seemed like a big shift into how people perceive the situation. It seemed like everybody's like, wow, like that's really fucked up, and like it's just crazy.
Why are you talking so low?
I don't know. I just find it crazy how like people can shift from one opinion to another.
Yeah.
So
I think because we're conditioned to react, like, so once he came out with his response, we're like, oh, that's messed up. Like they're ungrateful. Then when they come out with their response, we're like, oh wait, we got the whole picture now.
So and the simplest thing is like, they want correct accounting, and Joe was basically doing things to go around that.
Yeah, like that's mad sus.
Yeah,
like,
let me get accounting. All right, I got you.
So
and it's like it's every time the accountant was sent based off of what they're saying.
Excel spreadsheets.
Yeah,
I don't know much about why was that bad?
Because like Excel is used. It's like writing a rough draft or something, right? You write a rough draft of a paper, it's not clean. So Excel is used. You're doing formulas. You're doing like projections, but it's not like a PDF where you get like numbers and like charts and like very clean. Like somebody gives you a PDF of like a paper, like a final paper you wrote, it just looks nice and neat. Like for me, like if somebody gave me an Excel and was like, here, look at all this, you're not gonna get a perfect balance sheet. You're gonna see numbers everywhere, and it's gonna be like, what the fuck is this? Like I need a clean. I'm not looking at all the work that you did or in accounting. I just want to see the specific numbers I'm looking for.
Right.
Like I don't care, especially if someone who's not into Excel and shit. They're like, what the fuck is this? Like I know for me, like the type of work I do, I can never just hand somebody an Excel because I mean, what the fuck is this? Like, they don't know.
It's not
Yeah,
professional.
they want a presentation. They want some shit that they can understand because not everybody's gonna understand that.
Right.
But like, how do you guys feel? Like, does this make you feel weary about working with friends, like situations like this?
It doesn't make me weary. It just makes me realize that you have to be more upfront with what you're doing and how you're doing it, and just have everybody be on the same page, because all it takes is one bad move to bring down the whole establishment. Now, don't get me wrong. In this case, the establishment is still going to stand, but it has a little mark on it.
Yeah, I feel like right now, I think it's gonna affect the podcast.
It's like Derek Jackson. You gotta be quiet for a little bit.
Yeah, I think
That nigga gone.
No, he's quiet now.
That nigga is gone.
My thing about Derek, this is why I said that, because if he would have just shut the fuck up and just laid low, he could have came back. But no, he could. So. No, the reason why I'm saying that is because he continuously kept saying small things that nobody wanted to hear.
Nigga fighting with who was he arguing with on Instagram?
I know you talking about. I can't remember the name.
It was someone.
Cameron.
Yeah, funny enough. I would have never expected that. Let us know what y'all think in the chat. Do y'all think it's a smart idea to work with? Are you wary of working with your friends and doing business with them?
Another take on the incident. Basically, Joe was making it seem like he wasn't friends with Rory.
Yeah,
so
that was corny.
Yeah, he kind of played it off like, oh, like we not really like boys like that. So my question to y'all is like, would you do business with someone you really don't like? Like, can you keep that relationship a business related relationship, or is it gonna affect you in some way?
I feel like if I don't like you, I wouldn't go into business with you.
If I'm making money, I'll go to business with you.
What if you guys have like a very good business relationship,
for
like
sure,
a mindset, but you can't stand each other personally because y'all personalities don't match?
Oh, if that's the case, we can do business, but like after the business is done, like we don't really have to deal with each other. But well, your son is running out there.
No, probably, we could speak over it, but I would say that. Oh, you gonna close the what you call it?
Close the windows.
Yeah, just for a second.
Bruh.
It's good now.
You don't gotta close it.
Nah, I think professionalism is the cure. Whether if you're in business with your friends or you're in business with somebody that you don't like, professionalism is what helps keep it strictly business. Yeah. If we didn't like each other, right, the audience shouldn't know.
Yeah, but sometimes it's hard because you made like your mind.
Not with a podcast.
Which button I press? The camera button. Yeah. There you go.
Oh.
Testing. It's good. It should come back on.
Oh, let's not come back on right now.
Hold on. Come on.
I mean, if. Oh, there we go. Okay, obviously, sit down. Sorry, we're having technical difficulties.
Austin's not here today.
Wow.
Ted G says can't trust a person you don't like, and it's a bad idea to go into business with them. Ted G's, I don't agree. I feel like there's certain people that you could go into business with because you guys have a great business relationship and you know how to make money together. You don't have to like someone to go into business with them, just like you don't have to like a coworker. Like, you guys can go into business. However, with a podcast is different because podcast is all about chemistry.
Yeah.
And if I don't like you, we're not gonna have good chemistry on the show.
Think about it though. What if in sports, there's sometimes like people that don't like each other, but they just play well. I mean, obviously it unravels later on, but like think about Kobe and Shaq. Rest in peace to Kobe.
I would consider that work because it's not like they're having conversations. It's work.
But they won, was it 3 chips together, right?
Right, and they hated each other.
But they succeeded.
Because it's work.
But they were able, you're right. So
it's something tangible that they can do.
Me personally, I feel like in that situation, it would have been better if Shaq still had the same work ethic before Kobe got there. Because remember, when Kobe got there, he was like, oh, I don't have to work as hard. Like, you know, I let the young fella do all the work. But imagine how more dynamic they would have been if his work ethic would have been up to par. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like how Kobe was in the gym, like relentless.
I think Shaq also at the time was not feeling Kobe's ascension because he probably felt like he's going to take his spot. Because remember, Shaq was there before Kobe, and Shaq was the number one guy. Yeah. And he probably was like seeing that. So, and Shaq never had good crazy work ethic. He was very
a beast.
Yeah. So like
he's a monster.
He used to eat bad before games and stuff like that. So they were contrasting personalities. Kobe was all about work, and Shaq was all about, listen, I got the talent, I'm gonna make it work.
Nah.
I think
You can't. Wait, hold on. This is about to turn into a basketball conversation. You can't say that Shaq did not have the work ethic. Like, he carried that Orlando team on his back. He was in the gym at one point. He didn't carry that Orlando team.
I'm not saying he didn't carry it, but you forgetting Penny Hardaway.
I'm not forgetting Penny. I'm not forgetting.
You got
before Penny got there.
You had Scott.
Before Penny got there, Shaq was carrying that team on his back.
But they didn't go to the finals until he got there, right?
I'm not just talking about the finals. He carried that team.
But the team had.
Hold on. Does the Magic go to the finals without Shaq?
No, they don't. But the same could be said without Penny Hardaway.
No, you can't.
Did they not go? They didn't go.
Shaq has led teams to the playoffs without a second star.
You're right.
But going to the finals, he needed help.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. He never got to that point without Penny. He never got to the finals without Penny.
All right,
why you looking
niggas
like that?
Niggas turn this into a sports podcast.
I'm just making a point.
I don't think that I think the reason that Shaq and Kobe butted heads was because they were two extreme alphas, and they were just two alphas who, they were just hard headed. I don't think they were both great at what they did. Mm-hmm. Kobe went about it one way, Shaq went about it his own way, and they were both had characters to where they didn't give a fuck what the other one said.
I watched an interview with both of them. Was sitting down and they discussed a little bit about their relationship, and Kobe was saying how he observed Shaq and how he treated dudes he didn't respect. So it was a respect thing too. Sometimes Kobe didn't feel like, you know, he had to make sure that Shaq was respecting him, so he had to be a little bit, you know, more aggressive.
Yeah. Ted G says before Penny got there, that was a lottery team.
Anywho, before we close this Joe Budden this conversation, I wanted to say, all right, in this whole clusterfuck of a situation, all right, so the common denominator is academics, right? I mean, I guess.
Well, you could say academics and Drake, but you couldn't say they're a common denominator.
Drake.
Yeah, because remember Drake was beefing with Joe, and apparently the Maul and Rory, I guess, was hanging with Drake.
I think Joe got over that pretty quickly. Yeah, I think he realized like that was a pointless.
In this situation, though, right? We have co-worker, I guess, Rory, who has a beef with academics, like a real beef with academics. Yeah. When I say real beef, it's deep personal, it's deep-rooted beef, right? And you know, supposedly Rory and Joe was real close, especially you doing a whole business together. And Joe is still willing to do business with academics. Mm-hmm. So my question to y'all is, would y'all feel funny if I would still do business with somebody that you really had personal beef with? Or if you had beef with somebody and your friend still, like, you know, did business with them, would that affect you? Would you be upset about that?
I could say, like, respectfully, go.
Uh-oh.
You know, I'm never gonna stop nobody from getting their bread. Go get your bread. If it's beneficial to you, your family, if it helps you eat, go do that shit. But when that person's around, don't bring me around. Like, that's the one thing I ask. If that person's around in the same area, do not bring me around. If you my mans for real, you mess with me like that, you wouldn't bring me around them because you know what it's gonna be as soon as I see them or if we see each other. So you just gotta put that respect on our relationship and just be like, yo, you know what, don't come around because so and so's gonna be around. I would respect that more instead of just being surprised and then having this person in my space.
To me, it depends on what the person did. So I mean, like if you don't like homie because of a little bitch fit between the two, I can still do business with him. But if that person did something that I personally don't agree with, it would be hard for me to do business with him. Like if he did something to you where I'm like, damn, he did what? I can't really do business with him.
Yeah, if it was like something grimy.
Yeah.
Like if
wouldn't be able to-
if you morally can't agree with it, then nah. Like I can't do business with somebody. I can't like if whatever you did is like something like downright disrespectful or grimy. Like I can't work with you because I'm thinking like, what the fuck you gonna do to me?
Mm-hmm.
And if you did that to my mans, I can't rock with you like that.
Yeah, I agree.
And me as the friend, like if I had beef with somebody for a good reason, and one of my friends still wanted to do business with that person, like I can't. Only thing I could think about is, it's like, okay, I understand that you get your money, right? You have your own personal view of the situation, but still, I have to watch you carefully now.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like the person, if this person really kind of played a part in something significant, like if he played a part in ruining something significant or something like that in my life, like yeah, I don't want his name connected with anything.
Yeah,
that's around me. So like I can't judge you for getting your money. Like, we all gotta make a living, but still I still gotta pay attention.
So somebody I was cool with, right? Say you got an issue with them because they fucked your wife. So so don't look at me like that. So nah, seriously.
they fucked whose wife? Okay.
say they had
His wife.
Whose wife?
You looked at Drew first, so
Nah, this goes for all of y'all. Say I'm working with somebody. Say I'm working with somebody and they fucked your wife. You know what I'm saying? Are you in turn like looking at me like, yo, you really gonna work with this nigga? Or it's like, go get your money.
That's different.
How is that different? It's disrespectful. It's something I would be like, what?
I
Like
feel
you
like-
did what?
All right, let's
feel
let's
like
put it into
personally-
go ahead.
when it comes to relationship beefs, I've been in a situation where like, and this probably doesn't correlate too much to it, but like I noticed my friend. So basically, I hooked my friend up with this girl. I knew her. I was friends with her, and I was friends with him. And I found out that she was cheating on him, and I told him, I knew I was a good friend, and he basically told me I was hater.
He
And,
told
like,
you were a hater?
Yeah, he told me I was hating and like, you know, like you don't know what you're talking about, blah blah blah. And I was like, I can't be a hater because I hooked y'all up. Like, if I wanted her, I could have her. Anyway,
What?
but
Kyrie talking spicy?
Smooth
but
out
obviously,
my
like,
God.
you know, you was my boy, and you know, I was trying to hook you up. So for me, when it comes to relationship beef, I feel like it's not always my place to put myself into it. Like, granted, I wouldn't appreciate that, but for me,
Would appreciate it.
what do you mean I would?
You said you wouldn't, or you
I wouldn't appreciate it.
Oh, okay.
But for me, I might separate myself. I would talk to the person first, be like, yo, like, how do you feel about this? Like, I know y'all got some outstanding beef. I would tell them like
Outstanding.
I would tell them how I feel about like relationship beefs. Like, I don't want to be a part of it, but is it going to be a impediment of a relationship if I work with X, Y, and Z?
Yeah, I think it comes down to a respecting with the friends that you're working with, or if that person respects me enough that they wouldn't even think twice about doing business with someone that I don't like. It comes down to respecting.
I think you got to ask yourself also, like, if that person's doing business with that person that you don't like, what type of shit could be said behind your back?
Yeah,
Like,
I could see that.
Because like,
Absolutely.
some people don't want to interact with. Some people don't want their friends to interact with anybody they don't like because they're afraid that they're gonna be in the same space and that person's gonna be talking mad shit about their person, and you don't even know if your friend is gonna tell them like, hey, don't say that shit or blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I could see that. But like I was saying, to me it's a respecting. I don't think that in that situation that we talking about, I don't think that Joe respected his friends enough to say, oh, you know what? I'm not going to work with this guy just because you guys are having I think he respects Ak, and I think that's why he was willing to work with him and to do business with him, because he respects what he's doing. A little beef you got going on with my friend, that ain't none of my business, but we going to get this bag together. So I understand it. I would be salty, but at the same time, I would understand it. I would definitely be salty, but it wouldn't be my place to be like, yo, don't do business with him.
Yeah.
Especially if it's not business including me. If it's just y'all two getting a bag,
Do what you
then
gotta
go
do.
do what you got to do.
Yeah.
But it's like Shake said, don't bring him around me. out of respect, don't have us in the same room together. Come punch him in the face.
All right, Casanova.
Shout out Sketch Bravo. He said, or she said,
That's
YMATL,
a
keep
dude.
doing your thing.
That's a dude.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
That's
Thank
a
you.
whole dude.
Thank you, Shake.
The name is Sketch Bravo.
Is that a masculine
Yeah.
Bravo?
Yes.
Why?
Sketch Bravo is a woman's name.
It could be.
Why?
Why not?
Anywho. All right, yo. Thank you guys for watching the show. Shout out to everybody in the pod right now.
Yup. Shout out to Reggie Porter, Ted G's. We appreciate you. Ted G's was in here putting in work. Shout out One Eye Skull. He no longer here. Shout out Sammy J. Did I read this? Oh, Sammy J says, I feel like it's okay to do business with someone to just make sure you have that an accountant, consultant, and lawyer is always involved.
Right.
That way, everything is neutral.
Word.
I didn't even catch that. She posted that in a minute. But shout out to everybody in the chat. We appreciate you.
Definitely do.
Yep.
Make sure you like the video, comment.
Share that.
All that.
You know, tell your friends that.
Gus got the settings written down on his ticket.
Shit, why you
Nah,
gotta
Gus got the
blow it
settings.
up?
Gus got the settings
Yeah,
written
it's a
down
new
on the
ticket.
Austin. Gus got the
Yo,
settings written
We
down.
talked
written
about
down
this
on
too the other
ticket.
day.
You cheating. You gotta cheat. You cheating.
Shut up. You just finished watching Yah Mans in them live. I mean, man's Gus the third.
I'm your man's Bello.
I'm your man's Austin Felix. And I'm your man's Kyrie.
And I'm your man Shakespeare from a random house in Southside Jamaica, Queens. This is your man's and them live.
Come and kick it with the coolest young man you can sit in. Going through some shit will get you right. Come and listen. Y'all ain't messing with the starting five. Who you kidding? Yeah, it's your man's and them. It's your man's and them. Ladies, you can pull up. We could talk, give advice. Fellas, we could laugh. We could joke about life. Gus, Shake, Kyrie, Bella, Austin, get it right. Yeah, it's your man's and them. It's